This is for the indigenously designed Kisan drones, and this certification is provided on the basis of the quality check and is issued after rigorous testing processes. My colleague Stacey Pereira then in conversation with Agnishwar Jayaprakash, who is the co-founder and the CEO at Garuda Aerospace. Let's listen in.
This is just validating our technical capabilities. It cements our market dominance as well as it justifies our valuation as we are the most valuable drone startup as of right now in India. This also sets the tone of why this is very important for Make in India drone startups, because the type certification is a process which helps indigenous drone manufacturers abide by a lot of rules, regulations, safety parameters when it comes to maintenance, manufacturing, the limits, as well as the processes in which you manufacture products, especially drones. Like how you get a handbook when you buy any consumer electronics, you would also get a proper manual in terms of what you should and what you should not do. And because we've got the type certificate as well as the RPTO, our drones are now eligible for up to 10 lakh rupees worth of AIF loans, which has only 5% interest rate, and it also is eligible for 50 to 70% of government subsidy. These are benefits that are, and privileges that are open only to Make in India type certified drones. So we're very happy at the moment, and this pretty much signals a dawn of a new era for Make in India drone startups.
So you did mention the kind of benefits that come with this license as well as this approval. So tell us, how is this going to actually help the farmers? I believe this is supposed to be going to be used by them for mapping and other purposes. So how exactly will this work, and who exactly will you be training when it comes to that license that you've achieved? Will you be training the farmers? Who is really going to benefit from this?
You know, the Garuda Kisan drone had its origins over 3 years ago when we started working with KVKs, the Indian Council for Agricultural Research, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. We've worked with over 350 ICAR senior scientists in terms of the various types of crop diseases that are creating huge amount of crop loss in our country. And what this Kisan drone does is it reduces the amount of pesticides and water by 70%, and also ensures that the yield that the farmers are producing every single year is increased by 26%. It cut costs for the farmers, and the people who are going to be utilizing this are ensuring that anywhere between 100 to 150 rupees per acre of saving has been recorded. And this is not just me talking about it, it's proven government facts, which is why the government has come out with a lot of schemes for the agricultural drones, specifically for a wide adoption of this technology in rural India. But apart from this, it is also spurring a huge youth revolution in our country where they're getting skilled. There is reverse migration from the cities back to the villages, and that is where our RPTO training license also helps, because we are now able to train these youngsters, and rather than being a Uber driver or a Swiggy delivery boy, they can go back to the villages and be a technocrat, use this drone, act as a service provider.
Let me also, Agnishwar, let's get a broader picture here. When we look at 2022, one could say it wasn't, too kind to startups as a whole. We've seen valuations shrink. We've also seen funding really, not coming in. Was it the same case for you guys? And what's your outlook when it comes to 2023? Is there that funding winter going to continue?
Well, if there was a winter, Garuda Aerospace definitely did not feel cold by it at all, because Garuda Aerospace raised a lot of money this year. We, our funding thesis has always been as a customer-funded growth company and not as an investor-funded growth company. What I mean by that is we've always raised funding only as much as we have grown in terms of revenue. In fact, last year, when we clocked over $2.1 million in revenue, it was at a 24% net profit margin. This year, we are going to do 10x of that. We are likely to close at about $20 million in terms of revenue with about 20 to 24% profit margins. And I believe that when you run a fundamentally sound business where it is unit economic driven, it is market agnostic, asset light and recession proof, I truly believe that investors are still coming after those companies which are fundamentally good, run with solid focus on IP and tech modes, which has been running and having multiple clients like what Garuda Aerospace has been serving over 350 over the last 3 years.
And since we're talking about valuations, do you all have any plans on going public? We recently saw a drone company also hit the primary market. So are those plans, are you all thinking of something like that?
Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to going public, it is every startup founder's dream, like either at the Bombay Stock Exchange or at the New York Stock Exchange. You would want to be present and ensure that your team, as well as all the people who have backed you, your investors and your clients, are seeing that glorious moment. And I believe that perhaps at the end of 2023 or post financial year end of 23-24, we believe that Garuda Aerospace would be primely ready in order to go public, because till then we want to secure about close to maybe 1,000 crores of revenue by 2024. That would be possible by selling over 20,000 drones, which we are on track to sell. Apart from that, we also have very good partnerships which will enable a lot more revenues in the government sector and the defense sector. We recently unveiled our Vajra drone. Our forces are starting to look to make in India drones to secure borders. And I believe that the future is very bright for Indian drone startups, in Garuda Aerospace is spearheading those efforts.
Agnish, well, before I let you go, let me also ask you, we have the budget that is soon approaching, and we always ask all people who join us on, what their expectations are, especially from the startup ecosystem. What are you really expecting, and especially when there are schemes like the PLI and how those have benefited you all? What are your expectations from budget 2023?
Well, budget 2022 was phenomenal for the drone sector because, yes, like you rightly said, the production link incentive scheme worth 120 crores was rolled out. My expectations for the 23 budget is pretty much double or maybe even 2.5 times the amount of money that has been allocated for PLI last year needs to be increased. And I also expect that there needs to be a service linked incentives that has to be brought in, because drones as an industry is not just into production. We have at least 10 to 15 times more number of service providers than there are manufacturers in this country. So what we would need is these service providers also to be incentivized by providing services with legally type certified drones like the ones that Garuda Aerospace has. We also feel that there should be immense rollout of a lot of these subsidies as well as the loans that are currently capped about at 1,000 crores as part of the 1 lakh crores at AIF. If it can be scaled up to maybe 10,000 crores, I believe that there will be a lot more innovation and investors that will be coming in to the country looking at startups like Garuda Aerospace and others, because we believe that drones shouldn't be considered only as a data capturing tool. Drones are supercomputer on wings that can do a variety of things. And I believe that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot more that drones can offer in this country.